Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Week 4. And I don't know why I said Week 4 before Season 12, because Season 12 is logically the first bit that should come. But yeah, Week 4. So Chris, after ballsing that up completely, where would you like to start today?
Well, Dave, the world is a good place. Oasis are back. It's 30 years since What's the Story Morning Glory. We're getting older. I'm happy, Dave. And I'm also happy because Love Island... well, I don't know, actually. Wiser, Dave. We're getting wiser. I'm getting greater. I know that. Yeah, anyway. We're back on the video trail. Obviously, apologies last week. It was me. I just couldn't sit down and do the video side. So we did an old school audio podcast. So thank you for anyone who was waiting to see our wonderful photogenic faces, Dave. Yeah, no one's...
Waiting a long fucking time if they're waiting for that.
Yeah, I think so as well. We're not going on Love Island anyway. But we are back, 4th week of Love Island, Dave. It's been an absolute shit show, and I am enjoying it still. I don't know what's happened to me. I don't know what personality trait is going on. These people are a bunch of bellends. They're absolutely atrocious. I don't think there's any of them that I'm really big fans of. But I think they've got the casting absolutely perfect because there is just shits all over the villa, and I'm honestly, I just think I think this is one. Well, they might be depends on food they've had, but
dirty protest.
I mean, what about? Yeah, possibly. What do you think of this week again? Because I think again, it's just been stupid for all the right reasons.
Yeah, I there is some secret sauce stuff going on here that I can't even figure out what it is myself. I think when it winds us up, you know, so when we get invested and we're like, oh, God, this bastard, fucking Harry, what are you doing? Like, you know, and when stuff like that gets us, we're into it. So we're sort of slating it, but it's because we're invested, because we're into it. As opposed to, this is boring, everyone's playing it safe, and, you know who the couples are going to be, but I just don't care. Whereas I think the jury's out whether it is purely the casting. I still feel like there's some production stuff going on behind the scenes where they're poking and prodding people to go different ways. So we'll see in the next season whether, if we get the same again. But yeah, it's sort of a return to form for me. Obviously when we started this out back in season 5, I was such the cynic, and then it just looped me in. Now, if I'd have started, I don't know, about season 9, was that the Olivia season? That was the winter one. I would be like, yeah, I'm not really into this. But yeah, this season's been strong, I think.
I agree, and I think like just every episode, there's just been something stupid. I mean, I know, and I'm going on a limb here, Dave. My bellend of the week, I think it's a joint venture, is Helena and Harry. Helena, what her name is, unbelievable. However, I want to sort of save them for later if we're okay, but they are sort of front and center of the whole show at the moment. But like people like Tony this week, face like a fucking slapped ass all week, pretending that she's really upset that Harrison had kissed Helena, and he's like, oh no, don't, he's not got much of a personality going on again, Mr. Miami Vice there. And then she's doing the whole, like, the Veruca something like dead miserable. But then next minute, they're snogging each other's faces off. We know in Love Island, they never get annoyed for long, even when people have cheated. It's very rare, unless your name's Olivia, obviously, Dave, like, as you mentioned. But I think, like, Tony, she's one of them characters, she's quite strong, but I'm not a massive fan. And I'm sort of like, if she did go, I wouldn't be bothered if she left, because she is, like, one of these people, I think, that is getting to the point, well, you've not found anyone, you've been a bit of a misery, the end, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's better stories being told now. Get back to Las Vegas, and me and Sam will order you and come and see you in September. Well, order her. Well, I don't know, Dave, after that video thing. But yeah, so I don't know what you think about Tony. But yeah, Tony and Harrison this week, he seems just a bit too false for me. It does feel like producer stuff.
I can't figure it out. I mean, got to say, Chris made the prediction last week that Harry and Helena would end up together. We'll put a pin in that one and come back to that in a bit. But I was wobbling at the start of the week because I was like, he seems to be quite, Harrison seems to be quite into Helena. And it's like, maybe I was off on this one. But obviously that kind of came round anyway. I don't see, I mean, obviously he's a really good looking bloke, right? There's that, but I don't see anything resembling some kind of interesting personality. So I've found Tony's sort of demeanor and behavior all just a little bit weird this week. Like, it's like, it's definitely off. But she's not being explosive about it. But, and I don't want to talk about Helena too much, but I mean, she's irritated me quite a lot this week, if I'm honest. She's just, again, I don't think she offers anything resembling a personality, but she just likes to mix it up. She's a bit of a low-key villain, isn't she? But I did find the whole switch, I think Harrison doesn't seem to know what he wants. Again, he's never particularly convincing, and then Tony seems to not read him the riot act, but again, in a low-key way, she'll sort of read him the riot act and then just completely back down from it. So, yeah, that's been one of the ongoing themes of this week, hasn't it? But I've just found it all a bit confusing.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's just been like a moody teenager, hasn't she? She's not got her own way. And I think it's a little bit of an ego thing. I think she thinks she's like, she is it, basically. It's not wrong with backing yourself, but I just think like you're on Love Island. We've said this before. You can be the 1% when you go into a normal bar or whatever you want. But on this, it's like athletes, footballers, runners, whatever. You are part of that 1%. And you've got other people who are good or better looking, or they've got more of a personality and they've got the whole package. Love Island. And I do think that, and you're right, I do think like go back to your original statement regarding the actual producer stuff, you can clearly see this is the sort of stuff that's going on. You can clearly see they've got people who, they're not that bothered if they do go and cheat. They're not really bothered about feelings or anything, but I think he's working. So I think, she's just a strange character. And if she goes, I won't lose any sleep on it. I really won't. And then also, you've got Dejan and Megan. Now, not a fan of Megan at all. I've got to be honest. Dejan, I think he is a little bit flaky. I'm interested because we know what's coming on Sunday. We'll talk about that. But I think Megan, she's not a nice person, but she's not likable. She's very bitchy. We all like her moaning a bit. She's always got something to say, hasn't she? And I loved it on the Superman challenge when Billykiss called Dejan out, and then he kicked her. We're so, and she's like that going, we're so solid. And I'm looking at Sam going, we know what's coming next, don't we? As soon as they say that, he's going to be the first one in there, like a fucking rabbit up a drain pipe when he gets in fucking Casa Amor. Honestly, I really, really enjoyed that because the stuff with Billykiss was I did find it a little bit strange because I was like, you're calling him out. He's not interested. But then you were sort of like, I couldn't work it out. It was almost as if he cheated on her. And all right, he might have like tried to explore it and that. Actually, I'm not a fan of Megan, but I found it very strange that he was having to defend himself against someone he's not even been with or really. I mean, I must have missed something, but I didn't feel as if he was giving her too many lines.
No, I felt it was a bit weird as well. But not as weird as when they tried to patch things up and talk things out, and it got even more antagonistic then, didn't it? It's like, let's sort this through, but they just dig into their corners. I don't know. I feel like, it was Yasmin actually, wasn't it, who originally called him out, and then everyone not everyone, but a few people laid in. And I think, do they have a point? I mean, it is Love Island, so you could say, well, you should, explore different connections. But I don't know, when did it become a terrible thing to just couple up with someone and be happy with that person? It's like, it's as if, without that commentary, we might be saying, oh, well, actually, I don't think we would, but, but we might be saying, oh, this is a couple, they look fairly strong. But no, it's like, oh, you should have been it's like they've drunk the Kool-Aid and said, no, you have to be tested. You have to stock a few other people and then, you know, try on a few different pairs of shoes before you pick which ones you're going to buy, you know? So, which Harry subscribes to fiercely.
He's got odd pairs on and everything.
He tries on everything before he buys. So, I thought it was a bit strange. And like I said, I didn't really fully understand what was going on. I think, to be honest, you know, Billykiss, you know, should have just left Dejan to his thing. And it's like, even though that Superman game, okay, so you're setting a couple, going to move on. I didn't see what was to gain by trying to get him to say that he should have been exploring other connections. But this is going to be my favourite couple to split up via Casa Amor.
Well, sorry, Dave. The sell-by date on the Casamorians has gone. They've never mentioned it. So, you know. Well, actually, no, you're back. You are back. Sorry,
at the end of the episode.
End of the episode. Yeah, what am I talking about? There's been a resurrection. Yeah, sorry, Dave. Yeah, the Casamorians are going to be back as he drinks out of his mug there, the Casamorian mug. Yeah. Yep. I haven't got my thing at CDReality Radar. I wore it that much, Dave, trying to make a point that I need to get a new one.
To anyone who will listen.
Yeah. Nobody bought them, unfortunately, but there you go. Sad times. But no, I will say, I'm with you. I think they're going to be the ones who split up. I think, like, it didn't make any sense. We always say, and you hit the nail on the head, the whole, like last season, we talked about last week, the test. Got to be tested. Let's just cheat on everyone. I mean, Harry's doing an amazing test. He's fucking passed all his GCSEs, if that's what we're going off this week. But he's unbelievable. But he's like, it's Love Island. Whatever we think, we know it's about that. And I watched an episode of, Sam had it on. I walked in yesterday. Sam had the old Paul, the old Paul Burrell, what was called, off.
The Butler?
No, not Paul Burrell. Paul, Smooth Paul, your mate, who you had a fallout with on Twitter. Bruntwood. Yeah, what he's called. And he's interviewed one of the...
Brunson, is it?
Yeah, that's it. Bruntwood. Oh, I got that from Brunson. That's him. He's smooth, Dave, smooth.
Very smooth.
Well, he's doing an interview with one of the girls who's been on Love Island, the one who had that problem with Stephen Bear and everything, which was terrible, and all that. She starts talking about... she was on the celeb one. She was actually talking about the money she made when she came out, and she was laughing. And she said, "I basically paid for my house." She said, "I was doing a lot of these like personal appearances in nightclubs. I was getting £2,000 an appearance." She said, "Nobody knew who I was. Nobody cares. I was just getting levered and getting." She said, "I just paid for my house." And she was talking about, like we always say about that window. And she said, "I went from 70,000 followers, which is still good, and we'd all kill for that."
Yeah.
To 800,000 and just made a shitload of money. So everything we talk about is why they all want to come on this show, hit it out, be popular. Let's do it. I mean, we haven't talked about him at all, really, but I don't think Ben's going to be very popular when he comes out, Dave. Unbelievable. What a cock he is. But I think it's really interesting to see that dynamic. So, like, when you talk about the relationships and that, yes, I'm buying into them for the simple fact that it's Love Island. Do you think anyone's going to last? No. Now, maybe Dejan Meg will, and maybe that's the whole point. Maybe they will. We do see these outliers, but no. I know you're laughing, going, but I'm just thinking his loyalty. But there's the fact that she's dropping them little breadcrumbs in Meg about, like, we're so safe, we're so whatever, we're perfect, and I'm like, yeah, he's definitely not snapping.
One of the things that irritates me about Meg. So, I basically don't think Dejan can do anything in Casa Amor other than dress up as the Pope, sit in the corner, in fact, face the wall, and don't speak to anyone. Unless he does that, he's in hot water already.
Yeah.
Like any conversation, he's going to be in hot water for it. And she's all over him, like a really overly possessive girlfriend from, but they've been dating for years kind of thing. And I think the problem I have with her is she's the ringleader egging Helena on to get with Harry. Yes. So she doesn't give a fuck about other people's relationships. But, when it comes to her own, just overly, really toxic, possessive. And so I think, what a twist would be? I think it's more likely that Dejan will be in a flirty conversation. She'll see it and go off on one. Maybe a twist, right, though, if she coupling up with someone else in Casa Amor.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it. That's usually what happens. The ones who have got the most to say and are the most insecure, usually on this show, the ones who do all the cheating. And then, we laugh about it. We're digging her out a little bit, Olivia. But Olivia's season was the greatest because she went and got with a guy, brings him back, but then was annoyed at Kai because she knew he would bring someone back. So she didn't want to be on her own. And it's like, no, that logic doesn't work in the real world. That is not real. That's the sort of bullshit excuse you're trying to fire at Kai.
Yeah.
And they were both in the wrong. You're not in the wrong, but they both chose someone else. That's it. He's still with the girl. They won the show. So at the end of the day, it works. But I'm with you. I think, and I saw that on some of the comments on Facebook as well on our feed. Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast, by the way. Get over there, guys. Put it here. But in the actual chat feed was, they are very much hypocrites where they've got a lot to say about everyone else's relationship, their own. You're not allowed to interfere in them or whatever. But then they're encouraging exactly what you just said. I mean, Helena's awful. I know we've skated around her a little bit, but her and Harry this week have been a joke, because great TV, but also what the fuck is in their cups of tea, Dave? Because he's not Yorkshire tea. I'm saying that fucking Viagra's just been fired on him because they are just wanting to dry hump each other. That heart rate challenge. And she said to him, "Oh, I can't wait to fuck you," or whatever. And then he's going around the villa, and I was like, you don't think that's going to get back to Shakira?
Yeah. I mean, it's the pair of them piss me off. I think Harry seems to get a bit of a pass because he is what he is. I don't believe the bullshit about, when I have a good thing, I self-sabotage. No, mate, you're a dog with two dicks. You are consistent. That is consistent. And I reckon at some point in his adult life, he's figured out that if he says this thing about, self-sabotaging, he gets out of a more heated argument. That's what I think. But I mean, I think as well, Helena's figured out just turn up the sexual nature of it to 11, and someone like Harry will just crumble, right? But the thing out of everything that pisses me off is this thing about, but we get on so well, don't we? We get on. They just sit there like a pair of fucking idiots, like Beavis and fucking Butthead, just going, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Oh, we get on so well. Yeah, cool. I just think, I don't see any actual getting on. I just see sexual chat. I just see Harry looking to get his end away. And then, I'm sorry, Helena, but after that, he ain't going to give a fuck. He'll be on to someone else. And I don't quite understand the hate that Shakira gets. Because she just seems like a straight-talking person, says what she thinks. And I don't know. I don't get it. I think she's been done a dirty. And then it did make me laugh because at the recoupling where eventually, Helena and Harry get together. Hopefully they just get it out of the fucking system. I see that'd be great, wouldn't they? Just before Casa Amor, they seal the deal. But Shakira ends up back with Ben, and Ben's like, we should give it another go, shouldn't we? It's like,
worst speech
ever, mate.
That was awful, that speech, wasn't it? He just put her down. Everyone was going, oh my God, shut up, please shut up. You're just making it worse. But and I think you're right. I think like the way they talk to each other, Harry and Helena, is like, they're all over each other. What I found really silly is, though, not silly, but like you said, I think you're right as well, is that he seems to just think it's a classic like manipulation tactic. Oh yeah, just self-sabotage. Yeah, you just cheated on me with 5 different people. Yeah, it's just what I do. I do love you, and he probably gets away with that. And I saw in our chat, a couple of the comments was really interesting, was like, he must have something when he's in there, because he seems to be a magnet, doesn't he? Like, he must have some sort of aura about him. Or I've watched some of the extra stuff, and he's been doing quite. I mean, he had them weird fucking budgie smugglers on the other day. I said last week when he was doing weird handstands. He's obviously someone who can do a lot of like calisthenics based stuff, and all the girls are getting involved. And he seems like quite fun when you're watching him. When we're watching Harry, the character, for 6 days out of 7, he's a complete bellend. He's got no personality. He's got no chat. I don't understand it. He's got more manicured fucking eyebrows than most of the women, and I don't get what the fuck's going on with him. I don't understand what the attraction is, and that's obviously a guy saying that. But then there must be something that they're like, love that sort of edge about him, that sort of, I don't know what it is. Like, I'll make sure he doesn't cheat. Because like you said, he's a dog with 2 dicks. He's playing the game. He's glorious to watch. He's an absolute going to be a legend in the show. Him and Helena together are like two ends of, two bookends, aren't they? They are the same person, really. So like you said, going to get it out of the way. It'll probably last 30 seconds. And then he might just, maybe Harry, she'll probably move on as well, because like she kissed Harrison this week. I think like the great TV, but it's like, everyone can see that. Let's go and have a chat. And like Shakira should just burst in on him and just give it him. And I think she's just exhausted by it. But again, he must have something, Dave. I mean, judging by the budgie smugglers, it's not down his fucking pants. He must have something.
I was going to say, I didn't see any close-ups. It could be, sometimes the obvious answer is the right one.
It could be a grower, not a shower, actually, Dave. Let's be honest. But I'm only saying that from a jealous point of view. The biggest part of my body is nose, so I've said that before. But there you go. But there's something there, isn't there, that he seems to attract the girls really into him. And
I mean, I think it's one of the afflictions that younger girls have, that they see this, this bad boy, and they think, oh yeah, but I could tame him, and even though they see him behaving, I mean, when he was with Helena the first time, I mean, it was ridiculous how many other people he was trying it on with, but she's still somehow drawn back to him. And so I don't get it, but I think it is a younger person's thing where you think, oh yeah, but that's with that other person, not with me. He'll never do that to me. No, I think you'll find just serial behavior. Like say the whole thing with the sabotaging, that's a line that's been trotted out many times. You can tell. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But I'm kind of glad that Helena and Harry have got together. Like say just before Casa Amor, it's like perfect timing.
100%. And also, I suppose from the show's point of view, it can be a bad thing, because if you do the old vote, who's the most unpopular couple, that Ben would be on his own as an individual. If you do go down this route with the couples, they might be the ones who get booted, but they are good TV, so it'd be silly to do that.
The focus this next week now will be all about Casa Amor, won't it? So they'll split up the boys and the girls. They'll bring them back around Thursday, and then we'll get to see the fallout. And fucking hell, I can't wait. Those are usually quite good episodes, aren't they? So I think we're quite far away from like a couples vote or anything. I think we've got plenty of drama to get into before then.
So excited. That was ridiculous. How can a 46-year-old man be so excited about these absolute no marks? But you know that there's going to be the word test, Dave. We've not heard it this series. It was quite prominent in the last series. The word test is going to be happening. Yeah. And Harry. But then again, Helen is probably going to do the same thing. So it's like, just do it. We need to see the fallout where this is going to go. I reckon them two will be with different partners by the time we get to Thursday. Be amazed.
I think you're right. And even... I mean, the movie night has been iconic the last few years, hasn't it? I think this lot, again, with the odd exception, are so fucking two-faced. Like the likes of Harry, Helena, Harrison, all the H's, they literally have one conversation with someone, and they're not even clever about the wording, and then they'll just go and, the thing with Harry saying to Shakira that, him and she's her priority. He's not really interested in Helena at all. It's all closed off. But then at the Superman game, she's like, oh yeah, it's undeniable. Like my shit don't stink kind of thing. So I don't know. I fucking love it.
And then also we said last week, and it has been great. I mean, we said last week we didn't know whether Casa Amor would be in because of that weird sleepover couple of days that we had, didn't we? And he's like, no, it's here. It's literally, as soon as I saw the trailer last night, I was like, oh, they're fucking doing it. They are doing Casa Amor. I thought they were trying to change it, maybe do smaller sort of little side project things or whatever they're doing, whatever they're going to do. But no, they're going for it. And we get the girls introduced there. So that means obviously the Villa girls are going to be going off. So the little Villa. I can't wait. They're going to be a bunch of because they always play a game where they go against the other Villa, don't they? They have to snog each other and who you're most attracted to. And full well that Dejan and Meg are going to be front and centre. She is going to be literally trying to get across that fucking that forest or whatever they are to get to the other Villa. She will be kicking right off. If he comes back with someone,
the knives.
Oh dear me, John Wayne Bobbitt. I'm telling you, yes, they're together. I'm holding my crown jewels now, Dave. As you say that, it's still a bad one. That world famous he was.
It's when they get into the challenge, don't they? And then they're like, yeah, and like I don't know, it might be the tallest boy and the tallest girl or something, and then they're like, oh, we lost. Oh, that means my partner was the tallest one. Oh no, I love it. But also, I think from what we've seen, like they usually get a paper or something, don't they? And they usually, they see, this, and then they, from a still image, their mind wonders about all the different things that can happen. But I just wonder if, because of these two-faced conversations, are they going to do like what they did with the where the boys went to talk to the girls and they were just filming it and beaming it back to the girls in the villa? I wonder if they're going to do something like that where now it's going to be more obvious in real time what's going on there.
You know what? I think you come up with a theory there because he's not been reversed, has it? Oh, dear.
And I wonder if they like, with some of the things like that, just taking a little bit from Temptation Island, where it's like, even if someone feels rock solid, we'll show them some footage that makes them not rock solid, and then they go off to do something. We're such a fucking pair of bellends, aren't we? Like, middle-aged blokes talking about the fucking reality dating show and, like, getting excited about it.
I'm proper excited. Not that excited, everyone. Don't worry. But I mean, I am excited. I'm with you. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be glorious. Oh, yes. Come on, Sunday night. Let's go. Oh, mate. So, also this week, so we had a couple of departures. Alima went because Connor, who was with Megan, telling her how much he liked her when she left earlier in the week, the Irish Megan. He's now gone and picked Billykiss. I mean, that's a great name, that Billykiss. And but again, he's just there for the fucking show, and let's be honest, he's not. He
did was it Australia season 2 where Matt was like, "Oh, I can't believe you're leaving," and she's like, "Well, just come with me then." Oh, I'll miss you.
Let me hug you. Yeah, don't speak. Don't speak anymore. Yeah.
Connor was like, I can't see anyone else walking in. All right then, fuck off then, mate. So go out the door. It's like right there. No one's nailing you to the fucking sunbed. So he's after that initial, wobbling about Meg leaving. It's not us. He's completely forgotten about it.
No, it's not. Like you say, Billykiss came in, and then Ryan came and went. Dave in about an episode of the bit. He gone. He didn't do anything.
This season's Chugs, wasn't he?
He's like in the background, wasn't he?
Here's this guy. Oh, he's gone.
No personality, no nothing. But no, honestly, I know, like, going through the week and doing the way we are, obviously, it's a video format. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the fact that we're just picking out the daft bits of the show. And I think that as we go into Casa Amor, I can't wait. I think, like, what are they going to do next? There's going to be new tasks. There's going to be new challenges. I mean, that Superman challenge was fucking rubbish, and I wasn't happy. I've got a Superman tattoo, which don't even say what you said it looks like, Dave, but I've got the tattoo there. I'll be watching the film this week. Shut up. Now, Dave said something that's just offensive, and I'm now questioning my tattoo that I had done. Yeah, but anyway, I will be watching the film. So I was annoyed then because you know how much I love Superman. I've got Superman stuff everywhere. You know, I love Superman. So, and they're doing it. I'm like, it's not even real. That's rubbish. I'm not having that. You know, but they did the challenge, the flying and all that stuff. But I think they need something else because last series, I think we only saw 1 or 2 challenges. But when me and Sandwich will probably watch later, when we watch the actual extras one, a lot of the challenges are on there that we don't see. They do extra stuff that's not real. So they have included that. And they usually include maybe 1 a week, but they do more than that. So they do include silly games and things like that. So like I say, I know it's not for you, and it's probably like too much Love Island.
You keep trying to coerce me, though. You're like, come on.
I just want you to see 10, 15 minutes.
I believe you. That's enough for me.
If I've got to watch it, you've got to watch it. No, but there is something better about it, Dave. It's a more real show, and in a reality world which is full of bullshit. Even Harry looked like he was having fun, whereas when you watch him on this, he's always like monobrow like this, and his eyes are he's up here, all this, you know, the fucking barnet and everything. He looks dead serious, looking like he's playing a part all the time. Whereas when they know they're not really filming, they're just being real. I say it every week. I don't like fucking saying it. I've said it for nearly 8 years now, and you've still not done it, Dave. But anyway, anything else, mate, before we go?
Well, Chris, I believe we had a voicemail this week. I don't know if I would describe it as a positive, enthusiastic voicemail, but from long time listener, supporter, you know, occasional guest as well. Do you want to maybe share that with us?
It's the wonderful Joe Russell, Dave. And I think, and we haven't mentioned Tommy this week, to be fair, but she's not happy about me and you and what we said about Tommy last week. So I just think the best is to play it, Dave. Well, she expects it from me, Dave. I think she was deeply
I know.
So here we go.
I have just listened to the last episode of your podcast on a train. And so I couldn't voice note you on the train because I didn't want the rest of the carriage to hear me swearing. So I've waited. What the fuck? You two boys. I mean, you've been wrong in the past. Not you so much, Dave, but Chris, most definitely. But I can't believe how you're talking about Tommy. You don't understand why people like him. You don't get him. Tommy is the nicest guy in that whole place. He has, you know, I love. He's come in for love. He was trying to be respectful and decent and loving to Megan. His eyes weren't wandering like the rest of the crew. He's the nicest guy. And let me tell you this right now. He's going to win. Whoever he gets with, he's going to win. He's the big star of this series because he's a decent guy. He's looking for a woman that he can take home to his mum, that he can introduce to his nan. And you two don't get him. Shame on you both. I laughed out loud when you said you didn't understand why Megan had gone. Oh my God. It was the greatest moment when she left. Why has she gone? Because she screwed over the man that everybody loves. She screwed over the nice guy. She screwed over Tommy. That's why she has been, I'm ranting, she's been off kissing Connor, right? And which apparently is fine. And she's been in the hideaway, sleeping with Connor, which is fine. But whenever any bloke does that to one of her friends, she is raging. She is one of the most two-faced people that have been in that villa. And don't get me wrong, they're all pretty bad. I loved it when she went. Let's hope there's no twist. Let's hope that this message lasts till the next episode. But I just want to say something right now. The reality radar has not appeared yet, apparently, in this series because, Chris, you got no balls. My reality radar is here. It's open right now to tell you that Tommy will find love with a nice girl, maybe Emily, we don't know. He will find love. He will win this series. I'm prepared to put my reality radar on the line. Goodbye.
Amazing. I mean, I will point out, I think Joe's previous prediction when she joined us was that Married at First Sight UK, there were loads of great potential couples.
And the track record's not good, Joe. I'm not having that.
I still don't get it. I still get fake nice guy vibes from him. I just don't. Yeah, I'm not buying it. But I mean, to win it, people don't. If the majority think he is a nice guy, it could be there's just something off for me. So let's see. I'm sticking to my guns on that one. I can't even quite put my finger on it, but yeah, I'm not buying it.
Well, the thing is, she's called out the reality radar, Dave. Now, the radar is never wrong. It's always correct. 100% accuracy. We all know about David A. Necking I've not brought him up this series, but I am bringing him up. Actually, I did bring him up the other week, didn't I? I said on my deathbed, I'd be like, Dave, just come closer.
Almost every week, I think.
It's like,
come close. Come close. Remember that?
Like fucking Yoda, like when I'll just disappear. I'll just be like, hang on, Chris was actually a Jedi ghost. He's a Force ghost. He knew all along. Correct.
And then you come back as fucking a Jedi ghost, being like, Ekin-Su and Davide fucking haunting me
with the broken clock. Look, it says 1 o'clock twice a day. Look, it's never wrong. Yeah. But anyway. Joe, you're going to be proven wrong. You've gone too early. I totally respect the time you've taken and the fact that you're actually going to cause problems on an Avanti Northwest train or whatever you were on. Yeah. I get it. And you've had to go home and record it,
Madam, what are you doing? I am shouting at a couple of podcasters because they are wrong about Tommy.
Yeah. And then the ticket guy will go, you're not talking about the reality radar, which is always accurate. Yeah. Get off my train right now.
Now we are in dreamland, but...
Yeah, we are in dreamland. Well, thank you, Joe. And I cannot wait for this to be proven wrong, because what happens is when I come up with these predictions, over time, Dave, things just fall into place like that. And I'll be proven right.
Well,
Casseramo.
I'm typically more a bit on the fence. I'm open to being wrong. I think he could actually be genuine, but again, I give it as much chance as all the maths couples sort of working out and being there for love. So I think, I'm not putting a high estimate on it. Good to get back. Speaking on the video again, I think, you know what I kind of miss? Because the DNA of this podcast, you know what I'm going to say. Well, I don't think you do know what I'm going to say, but it was good when we had the chance to talk every day. And I was thinking, you know what, let's see where this YouTube thing goes. But if we do get more followers, subscribers and whatever, I don't know, it's not inconceivable that we could potentially, not this season, but do a daily. I think I'd be open to that if we could figure it out. I wish they'd have shorter fucking seasons though. I'd say we should do the US one. No, because it's shorter.
We should. It is shorter. No. And to be fair, the US one, I've had loads of comments. Like the US one has brought the fire. I saw there was some like mass recoupling this week at some point. So yeah, we have, and I believe some of the comments in the chat that there's like watch parties. It's absolutely took off this series in America. So whether we retro shoe on it in, I don't know afterwards. We can't do them together. Oh my God. We have done them together when we first started. Yeah. One day I will write my memoirs, how we recorded the daily, not daily podcast.
Let's do that when we're retired.
When we're retired, yes, definitely. That's all I'll say. But I did like the daily ones because I think you capture stuff that you do 10, 15, 20 minutes we would do, didn't we? And then it'd be on. But obviously with YouTube, there's no way we could do a daily one. The audio we could probably do, but it's we have live, don't we? Like
you could do just live streams, couldn't you? Doesn't have to be doesn't have to be edited. But
no,
just throwing it out there. So if you want to see a daily, share with your friends, anyone who you think might like watching a couple of fucking miserable old bastards get excited about reality datings.
And get on the official podcast if you want that. If you want some fucking nonsensical nonsense, come see me and Dave. That's what we're here for, you know. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And I think, and just out of interest, if it is audio format, but every single episode of this podcast is on our YouTube feed. It's obviously on the podcast feed as well. So there isn't an audio version, but if you have got YouTube Premium and that, you can listen how that went every day doing that, which is the evolution of the podcast from when we started, like Tommy Fury and everything, and Molly May to where we are now. You know, I didn't have any grey hair, I don't think, Dave, but luckily we weren't doing the video format then. I probably did have grey hair, but it's even worse now. But anyway, we still look amazing though, Dave. Don't put ourselves down.
I am getting a few more grey hairs, you know. They appearing in
brown
my beard.
hairs. Nothing now, look. My brown hair's completely gone.
All salt.
Gone. Yes,
No
salt and
pepper.
pepper, Dave. Yeah, it's when, because we're gone audio, if we start to get more subscribers and that, all of a sudden one week I've just got my brown hair back from my 20s and you're like, we're not going to, and there's no way you would have set that. The curtains.
You're talking about Oasis.
Oasis about in full haircut. And you'll be sat there like, there's no way. You'll be sat on your hands going, there's no way I can't say anything. What have you done? What have you done?
Yeah.
You know, so
got the old turkey teeth job done as well.
Yeah, if we make it big, Dave, I do need a turkey teeth. The bottom one's a knack. Yeah. Anyway, I'm keeping my mouth shut, Dave. But anyway, don't know where this has gone. But thank you anyway, mate. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @CDRealityCast. And as I said before, Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Come over there and join us. The messaging function, there's so many different chats there for different shows. Love Island US, Love Island UK is great. Honestly, maths, anything if you're going backwards on what we've done, we do appreciate, because I know a lot of people who find the podcast then sort of start listening to our older stuff, which is all audio, partway through the last series of maths, and then obviously we've just missed one episode so far where that was audio. So yeah, everything else is audio if you're looking for our faces. Well, I don't know why you would be, but there you go. So thank you again for your support. Please come and join us over there. So the roll call of honour, and a big thank you to Melanie, Christy, Holly, Darren, Anna, Tilly, Marcy, Stacey, Sinead, Kathleen Sims, Nick, Danielle, Amanda, Larissa, Nicola, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Chloe, Joanna, Libby, Susan, Lauren, Luckily Green, and Kent Gustavson. So thank you so much, guys. Bit of a tongue twister there, but no, we do appreciate all your support. It's amazing that we're still here doing this, Dave. And I think you're right. If you'd have dropped on at Series 9 of Love Island, we probably won't be speaking, Dave, because you'd be like, I can never forgive Chris for inducing this nonsense on me. But I got you probably at the right time, hopefully.
Yeah, no, it's been a journey, hasn't it? But hopefully, actually, you know, as we spoke about what we could be looking forward to next week, I actually can't wait for it. Still not going to watch the unseen bits, but you can tell me about them next week. How about that? But no, it's been brilliant. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks to all our listeners out there. Thanks to all our supporters, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.